You know, there are all kinds of people that are struggling figuring out how to manage their to-dos and actually get stuff done. Hello, this is Stephanie Calahan from Calahan Solutions, and you can find me on productiveandorganized.net. If you're struggling and figuring out how to get from to-do to done, you may like today's tip. So stick around, watch the video, and then let me know what you think. Just the other day, I had a client tell me, Stephanie, I make list after list after list, but I never get anything done. Half the piles on my desk are lists that I've made at different points. Now, Dawn was exasperated and frustrated, and really, to-do lists are great, but only if they work. We make lists so that we don't forget the things we want to do. Sometimes they're well thought out, and other times they're brain dumps of random thoughts. In Dawn's case, she would write the same things over and over every time she thought of them. Often, papers were on sticky notes, random scraps of paper, formal to-do pads, and well, everything in between. When we explored her process, we found what I see a number of people experience. She didn't have faith in her tools and didn't have a consistent way to reference or write out her objectives. Many lists were tattered or half done. Some had items crossed off and others had never been touched after being written. So idea number one, different people are going to be successful with different strategies. Just because a task management system works for your coworker or your spouse doesn't mean it will work for you. Now, she continued to tell me, I rewrite my lists because after a few are done, I have a hard time reading through all of those cross-offs. I've tried my phone and Outlook, but I find I don't even look at all those lists. At least these papers are in front of me. She estimated that she spent at least 2 hours a week rewriting lists. If you're the type of person that likes things to look aesthetically pleasing, you may find that you're frequently rewriting your lists too. So idea number two, identify a system that lets you think through your tasks in your way. One that you can count on and you know works for you. Now, Mark Twain says, the secret of getting ahead is getting started. The secret of getting started is breaking your complex, overwhelming tasks into small, manageable tasks, and then starting on the first one. So here's idea number three. Stop and regroup when your initial plan isn't working. It's easy when you're overwhelmed to keep doing what you've been doing and just do it more and harder. This rarely works. Stop. Take time to think about what you should do and get a plan in action. So here's a solution to try. The 3x5 card method. Go to the store and purchase some 3x5 cards, otherwise referenced as recipe cards. They come in a variety of colors and are very inexpensive. Now, I suggest that you start by trying this system by using only one color. Sit down and start putting pen to paper by writing down all of the items that you need to do. Wait, don't make a list. The trick to this method is that you put one idea per card. The one idea per card is a very important difference with this system. It will not be different than any other to-do list if you don't follow this step. Then, look at all of your cards and ask yourself, what is the most important thing for me to work on right now? And put that card face down. Then ask what the next most important thing to do is, and so on and so forth. When you get through all of the cards, you'll have a prioritized list of your to-dos. As new items come up, you write them on their own card and fit them into the pile in the right priority order. The cards are flexible and small, so you can always reorder your priorities as new ones come up. The reordering is generally faster than rewriting an entire list. And you keep your system consistent and then work your system. If you have a big project due, break the steps necessary, break them down, and write those on each card. As your tasks are done, you can have fun tearing up or just recycling the card. Now here's a couple other ideas on enhancing that card system. Use color. Now, as I mentioned earlier, you should try out this system initially with only one color of card. But if you're a color conscious person, you may find it helpful to use different colors for different activities. Green for work and blue for personal, for example. This strategy works really well for many people, but it does add a level of complexity. You must decide if the benefits outweigh the extra work. Remember, it's not about what you should do. It's about what you will do. Any step that you add into a process should enhance your ability to get things done, not just be an added step. Then, carry cards with you for easy notation. Put about 12 cards in your purse or your briefcase and make them easy to access. You can bind or clip them together, or you can check out the great tools on levenger.com, levenger.com, for just this type of task management, or do what I do. I use a Note Jitter by Staples, and I carry it, and I love it. As you're traveling and you think of things you need or want to do, you take out a card and you jot your note down. Then, when you're back in your office, you put those cards in your inbox and process accordingly. You won't forget those great gems that you thought of while you were out. So here's the final word. Discover the power of the 3x5 card. It's one of the most inexpensive and effectively simple ways to get control back of your day and your life. Dawn implemented a very simple one-color system that sits in her office in a nice carry case. She always knows what's next on her things to do and no longer has piles of paper on her desk. So, what do you think? I'd love to hear your thoughts and your comments. Join me over at Steph on Facebook.com and share your comments. Let me know what you think. Thanks so much for listening. This is Stephanie. To your success.